Hello pilots and welcome back to another X-Wing flight video brought to you by Out of Arc Gaming. As always, my name is Phil and this is round 3 of the South Coast Series tournament recently hosted at the BIC by Entoyment Wargaming. And we have Top Table back again, and joining us once again we have...
It's James. I'm back again for more commentary.
Hey James, welcome back. We've got some fun lists on the board here for you to have a look at. No resistance, I'm afraid. Are you going to be okay with this?
Yeah, I'm fine. There's a couple Mandalorians, always a fan of them.
Yeah, they are always pretty cool. Well, let's quickly run through the list. So did you want to let us know what Ben is continuing to bring to Top Table, because he keeps winning?
Sure. So Ben has brought the Mando's Misfits, I think he told me he called it.
Yes.
So we have the Mandalorian, Din Djarin, with Fearless, the Child, L337, and Greedo, along with Contraband Cybernetics and the Raised Crest title. Then in the Scum Y-Wing, we've got Leema Kai with a Dorsal Turret and some Proton Torpedoes. Then we've got Manaroo with Notorious, Gar Saxon, Contraband Cybernetics, Punishing One title, and R5P8. And rounding off the list is Kanan Jarrus with Maul Crew.
That's a ridiculously good little build, that one, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, on the opposite side, we have Tim flying Separatists. He has Jango Fett in the fire spray, packed out with so much stuff. He's got Notorious, Jamming Beam, Savage Opress, Proximity Mines, Contraband Cybernetics, False Transponder Codes, the Slave One title, and the Veteran Tail Gunner. We also have General Grievous in the Belbelub with Outmaneuver, and obviously Impervium Plating and Soulless One. I mean, that's a standard build for Grievous. We also have Cad Bane in the Rogue class Starfighter with Heavy Laser Cannon, Ion Cannon, Electro Chaff Missiles, Dead Man's Switch, Electronic Baffle, and Xanadu Blood. And rounding out the list, it's a Separatist list. You need to have a Vulture Droid in there. You've got DFS 081 with some energy shell charges, independent calculations, and the grappling struts.
And what scenario are the guys playing?
So we are playing Chance Engagement this round. So nice and simple. Get close to that main objective and shoot the hell out of each other. If you are within range 2, you'll score a point. If you're the only one in range 2, you'll score 2 points. Nice and simple. We like this one.
Cool. I also want to clarify that the maul that's on Kanan, I believe, is the... After you suffer damage, you may gain 1 stress token variety of maul.
Yeah, it's the single...
He only takes up 1 crew slot, and the other one I don't think he would take in this situation.
Yeah, so it's only the single crew maul. You wouldn't be able to fit the dual crew maul, that's a tongue twister, on Kanan because the Hawk only has 1 crew slot. So yeah, it is after you suffer 1 damage, you may gain 1 stress token to recover 1 force. So pretty much the only way a non-dark side user can get hate.
Now, you said Ben's been doing well in his games.
Yeah.
I've not seen all of them.
So
How do you think he's going to fare with this scenario being not particularly objective-based and more of a dogfight?
I think this actually plays quite well into Ben's strategy and list. He tends to go more for the ships than the objectives. The objectives are just sort of like that added little bit of extra points for him. His list is quite aggressive, but also has some really smart defensive play in there. Notorious on Manaroo is really good for handing out those strains when she gets attacked. Kanan with Maul, utilising Kanan's ability to drop the attack capacity of his opponent is just
Kanan's
ridiculous.
Great support ship.
I mean, we saw it in Flight Academy Season 2, and I thought, oh, that's really cool. That's doing well. But seeing it at this tournament and seeing Ben use it, you can see he's got Kanan behind Manaroo and Mando Leema, sort of that support backup ship to make sure it's not really a target. And that has been working really well for him. Frustratingly well, I will say, just dropping those shots. We've seen Proton Cannon shots, which have only been 3 dice, which is not fun when you have to wait 2 turns to be able to use that. But generally, this scenario is actually going to be quite favourable for Ben's list. On the flip side, I think Tim's list will also actually benefit from this because he's got quite aggressive builds on his ships as well. And sticking DFS 081 on that obstacle there is just a brilliant move. It means that whilst he's there, he's always going to contest that objective because that's just within that range 2 bubble.
Yeah, I mean, Tim's kind of got 4 ships that individually are pretty solid. Even for their, like, obviously DFS is quite cheap, doesn't have that many upgrades, but Jango, as you said, has, I think, the full loadout. Is there anything not filled on him?
I'm pretty sure Jango was, well, they're all, the only one that isn't full to the nines is DFS, but that's purely because of independent calculations being a free upgrade essentially, and having no other droids around him, it makes sense to take that. So yeah, they are all absolutely stacked out and just aggressive. I mean, just look, Cad Bane is getting right in on Manaroo there.
Straight in there.
I was just having a look at Cad Bane's ability on the Separatist rogue.
Yeah, because he's got a Scum version and a Separatist version, and they're still quite new for me, so I'm just having a quick look myself.
Well, the Separatist one, during the engagement phase, after another ship at range 0 to 3 is destroyed, you may spend 1 charge to perform an action even while stressed.
Okay.
Which I really like because it doesn't specify friendly. It's any ship. So that's going to be really quite handy. And the Dead to Rights ship ability is just brutal. Not being able to spend green tokens to modify your evade dice when he's in the bullseye.
Right, I think, yeah, that's the main reason for getting up close, really, is to really make sure you get that bullseye shot.
Yeah, and we saw that to good effect in round 2 with the Scum version. You had Cad Bane and Victor Hell, both with marksmanship and proton cannons. So a lot of, like, forcing those crits through is really good. Even with heavy laser cannon here, I think that is going to be quite dangerous. Interesting that he did barrel roll away though, so he's out of bullseye this time.
Yeah, but he's also Tim's positioned himself so that both Grievous and Cad Bane are now kind of behind Manaroo and Mando.
Yeah.
And they're not the most maneuverable ships, particularly Mando.
Yeah.
Whilst L3 is still on the more defensive side of her card.
Yeah, so that is going to be quite interesting. If you can get behind Mando, he's got the K-turn and the Talon, but again, while L337 is still in the normal position, you've only got straights as your blues. So getting Mando stressed and getting behind him is quite a good option. But I'm wondering if Tim is going straight for Kanan to get rid of him first.
I mean, if he is, then Ben has put Kanan in a good spot to start with, being far away from basically everything on Tim's side.
Yeah. Oh, little bump there for Leema and early damage going in. That's a bit of a shame.
Oh, unfortunate.
Early damage like that, especially with chance engagement, is not good because this is the one scenario where you do get half points. So it's the one scenario that you definitely don't want to be doing too many bumps into your own ships. that's aggressive from
Just having
Jango.
a quick think of what he's going to do with Jango. Probably looking at a boost. Oh, he's boosting that way. Okay. Try and get that rear shot, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, with Jango, his rear shot is as good as his forward arc shot, so it doesn't truly matter there. But could be lining up to drop a prox mine, really gumming up the works there for Ben.
Just checking who Jango can shoot at, I think.
I think Manaroo is the only one he can get, and it's not a bad option. Manaroo is worth a fair amount of points.
Oh, some pointing. Was that actually being shot at Mando?
But interesting if he's going at Mando. Range 3. We'll see how many dice Ben rolls there. So
spends the force from
Savage. And yet that is going into Mando there. Yeah, because there's the Greedo trigger as he's still active at this point.
Right, yeah. It's an interesting build on Mando, because with the child on board, you're not getting force back unless you're getting shot at.
Yeah.
So you take Greedo to kind of make them shoot you early?
It's an interesting one. Greedo's good for just pushing through some crits. With Mando being I5, there's not many I6s you are going to come up against. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember all the lists at the tournament, and I think there might have been only 2 I6s in the whole tournament. So being I5, it's in a really nice place to have Greedo. And I think just getting the target locks assigned there, because from the child's ability, it looks like Jango has that token. I don't know who else has the token, so they'll get a target lock on the Mando when they shoot at him. But just seeing who Mando is going to try and take a shot at.
I mean, I guess DFS is the easier target to take down.
Yeah.
Less health, couple of quick points. And no one needs another sofa anyway, so...
Every time I was saying that, all I can think of is can't be long into the August bank holiday. Not sponsored. Just want to point that out.
Although if they do, if anyone from DFS is watching and wants to sponsor Phil with a sofa of some sort, let him know.
We'll take a new sofa. That would be great. That's a good attack there. 3 hits going in.
That's a good shot.
Spending Greedo this time, so now he adds a crit. Ooh, just the one shield, it looks like. Yep, just the one shield on Jango. Oh, that's the thing with the fire spray. It's such a tank. 10 health on a medium base ship.
But so is the Razor Crest.
Yeah. I mean, the Razor Crest is only 1 less. It's 9. And we were having a bit of a discussion before we hit record, and it is a bit of a beast to try and get through. And you also kind of feel bad if you blow it up, because we all know, spoiler alert, how sad we were in season 2.
No, I don't want to go through that again, all right?
No, we're good. So that's 3 hits there. Oh, 3 big evades. Yep. That's how you say no thank you. But yeah, it looks like Tim is going for Kanan, and I do think that is a good choice. So that was a heavy laser cannon from Cad Bane. Kanan spending a force to drop it down by 1. Doing the same with Grievous, which is going to be doubly beneficial there because he's only rolling 1 evade due to outmaneuver.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, yeah, it almost levels the playing field there, as it were.
I do like the Maul on Kanan build though. Because I'm gonna lower your attack dice, and if you still manage to get hit, I'll just get the force back.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's not as good.
Oh, that's all 3 shields off Manaroo.
Who was that from? That was
Sofa Boy with his energy shell charges.
Ah, okay.
I mean, I'll tell you what, energy shell charges are actually kind of brutal. Like they are really, really effective. I mean, you only need to have
not
a
having
calculator.
to have a target lock in the first place. That's good. You just need a calculator fire.
And you could add
attack. You may spend 1 calculate token to change 1 eye result to a crit action. Reload this card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not only that, action reload this card. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys watching. I don't really play Separatists that much, but I don't think that you get disarmed for reloading that because it doesn't. It's not.
Yeah, it's not the
reload action. So that is incredibly efficient. That's not a bad shot there.
I mean, effectively, it just means that you can shoot at range 3, but treat it as range 2.
Yeah. Oh, and that is a hull breach on DFS there.
Well, he doesn't have much hull anyway.
No.
But yeah, for a 2-point ship, that's good. Even if it gets like a bit more damage next turn and then dies, it's, I think, done its work.
Yeah, it's really softened up Manaroo there, got those shields down. What's also going to be interesting there, Ben has R5P8 on Manaroo, which he's a big fan of. That allows you to reroll one of your attack dice. However, if you get a crit, you do suffer that damage on Manaroo.
Yeah, it's the wild card astromech, isn't it?
Yeah, so now not having shields makes Ben really have to decide on that, and that is quite a nice placement of that prox mine there.
Yeah, I'm assuming that the Vulture Droid can just stay still and not have to worry about it.
Yep, the Vulture Droid will just do vulture-y things, stay still, snipe things, and pick people off. And you don't see Vulture Droids that often anymore, which is a bit of a shame, because they're annoying, but they're also kind of funny at the same time.
Because you look at them and you go, oh, you kind of need to fight them as a swarm. But this guy is now sat there. No one's going to get too close to him because they're probably going to have to go through a mine to get a range 1 shot.
Yep.
And he's just going to pick away at whoever comes close.
Yeah.
I really like that tactic from Tim. That's great. Yeah.
And
I don't know if he planned that at the start or not, but that's...
I can confirm that is a practice tactic for him. He did try that against me, but he overcooked the obstacle and actually flew over it, which meant that he did
stop.
So he couldn't stop, and also you don't ignore it when you fly over it. You only ignore it when you land on it. So
okay, that's an interesting difference.
He actually did take 2 damage from that. Which
it seems like he learned his lesson from that game and implemented the changes well here.
Absolutely. But I mean, like, Kanan has done all right there, tanking 2 shots from Cad and Grievous. He's also in a nice position because that's Cad and Grievous are both stressed, so they're probably not going to be doing much towards Kanan this turn, because I don't think they'll be able to really keep it in position.
Manaroo's turned around to get some shots. I'm assuming that Din is going to do a similar sort of move, so potentially Grievous and Cad Bane going to be taking some heavy fire, probably.
Yeah. I mean, they're 5 points apiece, so they are definitely good shouts to take out. I would probably be looking at trying to take out... I was about to say Cad Bane first, as opposed to Grievous, because Grievous can actually be quite tricky to take down, especially with the Impervium Plating and Soulless One. But Cad Bane is going to be... He's going to have to be careful how and when he takes Cad Bane out, because Dead Man Switch on there...
the Dead Man Switch.
you don't see it. You don't see it enough, I think. In all fairness, there are so many good illicit upgrades.
There are, but not many that are, what, 2 points?
Let's have a quick look. Dead Man Switch.
Dead Man Switch is 2 points.
Is 2 points, yes. So, in fact, it's the only 2-point one. The rest are 3s and 4s from what I can see. So it works in this build. 2 points left over. Stick Dead Man Switch on there. I mean, we've obviously got the more common ones in Contraband Cybernetics and false transponder codes. And just as a point of reference, the Mandalorian's Razor Crest hidden illicit.
Oh, yes.
Was false transponder code. So when Jango got his lock on
Mando then cancelled it out, basically.
Mando then cancelled it out. It was a huge thing of both them cancelling each other out with their false transponder codes. It was quite funny. And also you could hear, when I was doing the editing, I could hear them talking about it. And even I was just there going, oh my god, there's so much happening there. And it's one card that's doing it.
Right, yeah. There's a lot of manoeuvring going on here as well. Just making sure all the ships end up in the right spot.
Looks like Grievous didn't quite clear Cad.
I've also realised that Cad Bane not only has Dead Man Switch, but also has the electronic baffle.
Yeah. So he could self-destruct.
Just self-destruct himself, set off the Dead Man Switch and do a load of damage to ships around him. That's funny. If anyone pulls that off.
I saw electronic baffles. I was like, oh, that's an interesting card to have in there. Didn't even make that connection between Dead Man Switch. But yeah, that is, if I would love to see that pulled off, especially if you'd got, I mean, this position here would be quite hilarious for it, because that would be Kanan, Mando, and Manaroo all getting hit. Admittedly, Grievous would get hit as well, but I think taking
1 damage on Grievous to do all 3 damage out.
Yeah,
go for it.
I would still love to see a Dead Man Switch chain reaction.
It's got to happen somewhere at some point, but for now, Mando has turned his gun straight at those 2.
Yeah, that is.
Now, because Cad has bumped into Kanan, do you think that Ben will try and focus fire on Grievous instead so that they all get full dice, or just go, you know what, I want to take out Cad? Or is he wary of the Dead Man Switch? I mean, what would you do?
I mean, if I was thinking about Dead Man Switch, I would be looking at taking out Grievous. But I think Cad Bane is a little bit more of a dangerous package. Grievous is just a nightmare. He is really tricky, but I'm also.
Grievous does also have the Impervium Plating that lets him cancel some damage. There's a lot of upgrades in this game that just cancel or at least reduce damage.
I mean, with Impervium Plating, it's when you're dealt a face-up ship damage card, spend 1 charge to discard it instead, which is brilliant, situational, which is good because obviously it's 0 points, and you wouldn't want it to be too good. But looks like we've got a whiff from Jango there.
But a nice talent roll.
Yes, a very nice talent. Just cozying up to that gas cloud there. But I think overall, I think Cad Bane would be my target. That Dead to Rights ability is just really good.
Yeah, as an offensive threat, Cad is probably higher on the board.
Oh, that's
a good shot. That's presumably Mando.
That's Mando into Cad. So getting 2 crits naturally.
And then
sorry, that's Leema.
Oh, that's
Leema
wow.
with the Proton Torpedoes. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So if that's Proton Torpedoes, that's into Jango then?
No, that was into Cad. So that was 2 shields off Cad there. Because Leema, obviously at the back there, had the target lock on Cad Bane. So we are seeing all shots.
So, yeah, I'm getting mixed up between Kanan and Leema. Sorry, that's my bad.
So all ships are piling into Cad here. So we've now got Manaroo. Again, another great attack. So spending Greedo to get that crit. Force or focus to spend it. I mean, at this point, would he have Fearless?
He might. Yeah, that might have been what that was.
I mean, that's 2 crits going through on Cad Bane right there. And those crits are a wounded pilot and fuel leak. So the crits went in the wrong way round for Ben.
Fortunate for Tim that they came out in that order.
Yeah.
But there's still more ships to shoot at Cad.
Yep, and that is half points on Cad as well.
Yep, a couple of points there for Ben. But as we were discussing earlier, if Cad does go down here, that's a lot of dead man switch damage going off.
Yeah, I mean, that would be half points in Kanan for a start. Although, does he spend that? Yeah, does he spend the focus to not get half points on Kanan? Yep. There we go, spending the focus. I think that's the right choice, actually. Because
I don't think anyone else is going to be shooting at Kanan.
Cad could shoot Kanan at range 0, but can't modify.
Well, yeah, okay. But it's not particularly modified.
Yeah. So I think, that is the right choice there. Spend that to avoid half points.
Manaroo has a shot on Grievous, or if Manaroo just has to go for Jango.
I think Manaroo's arc is in the front there.
Yeah. But I think we're now moving over to Jango? No, he's already gone.
So
where are we at?
Grievous' shot with just
shot, so Cad.
Yeah. And I think I saw quite a few dice in there going into the dice bucket. Ooh. So that is into Mando. That is unfortunate.
Nothing you can do about that.
No, he could get a target lock now because he is marked with the child, but I think they've missed that, unfortunately. But judging by the fact that we've got Kanan taking a shot, no damage there.
Worth a try.
Yeah. And then Manaroo taking some shots at Jango. I mean, Jango's only got the Force and a Strain, so why not? And there's Gar Saxon trigger to take the stress and add another dice to Manaroo. Oh, there's the target lock.
Ah, cool. Let me just bring up Gar Saxon's thing. It's the Scum version, isn't it?
Yeah.
So while you perform the target lock action, you can... Right, here we go. While you perform a primary attack, if the defender is in your front or rear arc, you may remove 1 orange or red token from the defender to roll 1 additional die to a maximum of 4. Yeah, that's really good.
And with the Strain, only 1 evade. That's all shields down on Jango.
Yeah, Jango having both the stress and the strain, taking off the stress, leaving the strain, just makes that even more potent.
Yeah. And just 1 hit going through on Manaroo there. But yeah, that was a really good turn there for Ben. He's managed to keep his ships all just about above half, but getting half points on Cad Bane and removing all the shields on Jango was really effective. So he's in a really good spot here. 4-2 in the points. That's the thing with chance engagement. It's very low scoring early on. So
and then gradually the damage builds up all over the place, and then you start getting half points all over the shop.
much more like we were used to in 2.0. So this is going to be an interesting round. I'm curious as to what Cad is going to try and do to avoid getting KO'd here. Ooh, interesting. Manaroo. Probably about the only thing Manaroo could do.
Okay, I only just understood the paint job on Manaroo. Being the Punisher symbol and having the Punishing One title.
Yeah. Again, Ben has got some really nice paint jobs on his ship. Even the Mandalorian has had a bit of an upgrade and a bit of a touch-up on the paint job. It's hard to see on there. If you actually check out our Instagram, I'm pretty sure we've got some pictures of Ben's Mando, but he's actually added a big turret to the top of that ship.
Oh, okay.
Putting it... I mean, I love the Razor Crest, and it just reminds me so much of Serenity, but from Firefly. But adding that big turret on there just really puts me in mind of the third act from Serenity, where they basically reaver up Serenity with a massive turret on it.
Just stick it all on there.
Yeah. But I mean, you should see his resistance. They just look amazing. He's got this really cool sort of dark blue and neon green color scheme on there, and it just...
Oh, nice.
I mean, I love... Like, green is one of my favorite colors, especially bright green. And it just... every time I see it, I'm just like, oh, this is just really pretty to fly against. And then it starts shooting me, and I don't like it as much. Oh, I think...
Was that going to fit? That is very close.
No, that's another bump from Grievous into Cad.
Did Cad also bump? I missed that.
Cad bumped into Mando.
Grievous has now bumped into Cad.
Yeah. Ben has managed to put his ships in just the perfect position to frustrate everything that Tim is trying to do. The danger of flying your ships too close together, like Grievous and Cad have done this entire game, really. Yeah. And the interesting thing is, they flew obviously before the Mando, so they did know that Mando was there. So maybe Cad was an intentional bump, but Grievous, like enormous guarantee, definitely wasn't. And it's at points like this that you really wish the Mando had a rear arc. I mean, if he had the, was it Hot Shot Blaster, he could? Yes, absolutely. It came with it. But even then, I mean, you've still got a decent shot probably on Jango. Admittedly, Jango hasn't moved yet, but... Yeah, I don't think Jango... If Jango was moving really fast, you could probably get past, but I don't know whether that's the right play. But also, Mando is safe from Grievous and Cad Bane this turn. Yeah. So whilst he's not getting a shot on them, there's no shot back. Which is always good. Ooh. Oh, a barrel roll from the Razor Crest. Interesting. That is unexpected. I mean, a barrel roll from any medium or large spaceship is always unexpected. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I did try Mando in the Razor Crest with expert handling to make the barrel roll white. That's just fun. I love expert handling. It's not particularly competitive, but a lot of fun. Yeah, I like sticking that on ships that can barrel roll, but you don't expect, like on an Arc 170, it's quite nice. I even like it on a Z95, because I feel that if you have a white barrel roll with a Z95, it just feels a bit better. Oh, that is great positioning from Mando, causing the bump there. So Mando has effectively caused 3 bumps this turn? Yes. Mando is being a nuisance. And the only ship he hasn't bumped on Tim's side is DFS, who's not even moving. So yeah. I mean, there's only 3 ships Mando hasn't bumped at this point, and that's DFS, Manaroo, and Kanan. Leema bumped into
Oh,
him
that's true. Yeah, earlier on.
which is actually a pretty standard Ben play. I think the amount of times I've seen him accidentally bump a Y-Wing into either the Mandalorian or a Jump Master, I've lost count of the times. And every time he's like, I must not do that. I even said to him, like, you need to write on your hand, don't bump.
Just putting on some like warning tape or something.
Yeah. But that's an interesting position for Jango. I think ignoring the Mandalorian is going to be the call here.
Although, that does mean that next turn Jango can probably hit Manaroo with a mine?
Oh, it's such an awkward...
That's pretty close.
I
reckon you give it a go, surely.
Oh yeah, you definitely give it a go. If it misses it, it'll be by a whisker. Oh, that's not a bad shot.
This is Jango just into Mando, I guess, just unmodified.
Jango into Leema, actually.
Oh, into Leema, okay.
Yeah, so having the option to modify it also, yeah, it was pretty good. Like, reduce down... Oh. Veteran tail gunner into Manaroo as well.
You got the double shot.
Got the double shot.
The number of times I've taken a ship that has a front and rear arc and taken that crew, that gunner, and it's never come up. So I always forget that that's actually a thing. Yeah,
Manaroo there. Oh, sorry, Kanan dropping that down. I'm just wondering. I missed the Slave One trigger though. Because... Oh no, sorry, front arc was in full rear 180. Okay, so didn't miss the Slave One trigger there, sorry. So with that, it has to be a front arc attack, and you have to be
in the defender's rear half, yeah.
In the defender's rear half, so yeah. But still, cheeky shot. Ooh, ouch.
Oh, and then Force and Greedo? Or just Force? Focus?
Greedo definitely. And that evade is hiding the Force, so it's hard to see.
You know, it might have been Fearless.
Oh, yeah, possibly.
Although...
Oh, no, I think that was...
this is... Right,
that was Leema into Cad Bane, taking Cad Bane out, Dead Man Switch triggering, perfectly placed because Kanan is now too far away to get halved, although Manaroo is now halved.
Did Jango get hit by that?
No, Jango just missed. Just missed.
Tell you what, despite bumping, Jango's positioning this round is actually really good. Far enough away from the Dead Man Switch. You got the double shot.
Yeah.
You've possibly got a mine to drop next turn. It's not terrible.
Yeah. I think it's one of those ones where sometimes it works out even better than you probably could have planned. I think if he had completed it, he could still have got the veteran tail gunner off, but it would have probably been against Leema and either Manaroo or Mando, but had more modifications to it. I think overall that was really good. And obviously taking Cad Bane out before, like, PS killing Cad Bane was just fantastic.
Yeah, always a good thing to deny your opponent just the entire activation.
Yeah. And looks like going into...
Trying to finish off DFS with Mando, I think, there.
I think that'd be a good option, yeah. Yeah, so why not?
Child for that one.
Oh, that's DFS down.
Defense. There's a big swing of points in Ben's favour there.
Yeah, that's huge. Because that's 5 points this round.
And let's face it, Grievous is...
not in a great place.
What can Grievous do to turn around?
So,
that's how you sure his die is.
Grievous has the sloop. So
okay.
he could
work, although he's stressed at the moment.
He is stressed at the moment, but I mean, he could potentially sloop at some point. Jango having to spend that token there. He could sloop in a bit. I mean, his only blues are the 2 and 3 forward and the 2 banks, so it's quite a tricky spot there for him.
DFS looking like he's going for a shot on Manaroo.
Oh, looks like DFS is actually still up. I think there might have been a misplay there on something, but we were too busy talking about Grievous to catch that. But
it died and then got resurrected due to some kind of modification.
Something happened, yeah. Still half pointed though, so
I'm still very curious about if Tim is going to drop this mine.
Yeah, and we will see that in just a moment. But whilst we wait with bated breath to find out if that mine goes down, just want to remind you guys, if you do like what we're doing here at Art of Art Gaming, you can support us on Patreon with the link in the description below. Coming very soon, we are going to start having some Legion model build videos going up there early. They will eventually go on YouTube, but they're going up on Patreon first.
Oh, and there's the mine. Does it hit? Oh, there's a bit of a knock. They're just readjusting. Got to be sure.
Oh, it's a whisker. It's a whisker out.
That is unfortunate for Tim.
Yeah, that speed 1 sometimes
it's a little bit further than you think. I guess also with Jango being a medium-based ship, you kind of look at it and you go, yeah, 1 isn't that far.
Yeah.
Because a small base ship, you go, oh, it's the same length as the ship. On a large base, you go, oh, it's half. On a medium base, you look at it, you go, yeah, I think so. I think that'll fit.
Medium bases, you know what? There's loads of medium base ships. They're still a pain. I still really struggle, to fly them
just
really
fly
effectively.
Resistance. We don't have any.
Yeah, but no, basically. I mean, I do like flying resistance, but I always, when I start writing a resistance list, I'm always just like, I don't know what I'm writing. I'm just picking ships at this point. Whereas other factions, I just feel more confident with.
Oh, the K-turn from Manaroo.
Yeah.
Staying in the fight.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
I mean, there's still a lot, the 2 mines either side of Mando. Where's he going to go now? Just straight, I guess. Maybe bank, get closer to DFS just to really finish the job over there.
I mean, if he wants to clear that stress, he does have to go straight. Although he does have Contraband Cybernetics still, so he can trigger that.
Do we know if L3 has been flipped to give the banks?
L3 has not been flipped at this point.
Okay, so no blue banks.
No blue banks.
Which is a great upgrade to put on Mando.
It is really good. Again, that's one of the things, when Ben writes lists, I always learn something new about different cards. So yeah, L3 hasn't been flipped yet. It hasn't really been shot at.
True, yeah.
So, and also with L337's programming, which is the flip side, you only get those blue banks if you're not shielded.
Right, so you may as well wait until you've lost your shields to even think about flipping.
Yeah. And there is the 2 bank away from Grievous to clear that stress.
Did he clip that rock?
No, he didn't. Again,
wow, that's so close.
Missing the obstacles where he needs to and hitting them where he wants to. Tim is doing well this round. That's incredibly close. And
it was close to Jango earlier as well.
This was close. It's pixels in it. So let's have a look.
The only obstacle he has hit was the one with the droid he wants to. So
yeah, and that is a Contraband Cybernetics trigger. So doing the K-turn. Yeah, very good use of that. I think with Mando's dial, Contraband Cybernetics is pretty much one you're going to want to staple on there.
Right, which is why it's the one everyone just puts on there automatically and then uses the title to grab something else. What was it? Transponder codes in this case.
False transponder codes in this case. And I think false transponder codes is 9 times out of 10 the one you're going to have on that. I mean, you can get 3 elicits on the Mando because you have 2 illicit slots normally.
Well, I've
But
seen some discussion about it. Some people are saying like, no, you just fill the empty slot. I haven't seen anything official though.
well, let's just
There's
have a
there's
quick
there's
look.
debate as to how that works, but either way, you've got at least 2 illicit slots, and there's a lot of good options for them.
Yeah. Just a casual
Yeah,
two
I mean,
forwards
he's got a
there.
rear arc,
Yeah.
so he's still getting a shot.
I mean, it's just great.
Probably onto Leema.
I would say Lima's a good bet. Lima's not far away from half points at this stage.
Plus
So,
Jango and possibly DFS can shoot her.
yeah. And DFS is safe this round as well. Nothing can shoot at them. Kanan triggering. Yep, 2 hits. Nice. Oh, that is good. That is half points there on Leema.
Tim is creeping back on those points.
Yeah.
Looks like Leema just checking if they can shoot the Vulture Droid, but I think it's going to have to be a shot onto Jango.
Yeah. Dorsal Turret just doesn't have the range. 1 hit. Goes through. That is half points on Jango.
Wow, that one little bit of damage.
Yeah. That's 4 more points. That's a big 4 points there. And especially now you've got Mando as well. Now, the overlay doesn't say it, but Mando does also have Predator.
Oh, of course, yeah, he has 2 talent slot.
Yeah. 2 talons and 2 illicits. I mean, it's crazy shit.
I do like seeing ships like just fully loaded with upgrades because you get to see like how these various things work together.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a crit going through onto Jango as well. The damage is just piling on at this stage. And that is a console fire.
Oh, well, I mean, at least he's got the chance to put the fire out before he activates next turn.
Yeah, this round it's okay.
That's always the worst when you get on a low initiative pilot who's just about to shoot.
Yeah. Oh, that is cheeky. 2 evades there. That was a great shot from DFS, hit crit, but 2 evades from Leema. Leema desperately needed that.
And then nothing from... Well, actually, Kanan
Just double
might?
check.
No, I think that's out.
Yeah, I think that's quite a bit further. But always worth checking. Always worth checking. You'd prefer to check and find out that you didn't have a shot than not check and then realise you did.
Now, here's the other thing. Tim is now going to have to fly away from the centre. So he's potentially going to give up some objective points as well.
No. DFS is at range 2.
Really? I mean, looking at it from here, I would have thought that was range 3. So DFS is just in range 2.
I'm pretty sure we'll find
out
at
that's
the
the
end.
Case, that is some amazing positioning from Tim.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that DFS just sneaks range 2 on the objective there. But you're right, it is going to be a bit of a difficult one because Jango is going to have to probably do a K-turn to turn around. Grievous is probably going to have to do a sloop to turn around.
I feel like Jango probably just wants to go forward, fix his crit, maybe take some... No, he can't if he's doing an action for Leslie.
I mean, he could do
a shot and then he can turn around next turn.
He could do Contraband Cybernetics, do the K-turn, clear the crit, be at a fair distance.
Yeah.
He's got the Force as well, so he does have a modification there.
The Contrabands then.
I think that would be the right play. I mean, Grievous could sloop, or he could just do a hard turn to come around and not be stressed. But, oh, there is another bump. Mando into Manaroo into Leema. No damage though, which is fortunate. And also, he has done 2 charges at R5P8 and not critted himself, which has been very fortunate. Loose stabilizer being repaired on DFS. Oh, I think I realized previously he had actually repaired hull breach, so that's why he didn't actually go down.
So the other crit that happened shouldn't have been a crit, and so he lived. Right.
Yeah.
Got it. Still only on 1 health though. Not amazing, but still there.
Yeah. Yeah, still there, still being a pain in the butt. Just like a little turret.
Mando just closing the gap on Jango again, clearing a bit of stress.
And Leema does still have a proton torpedo as well, so I think that might be Leema's target lock already on Jango.
Very well be, yeah.
Yeah, look. I'm not entirely sure. I can't quite see what number is on there. No, it wasn't. So there is Leema getting a target lock, so Jango's got to hope that he gets some good distance there. I don't think that's going to be quite far enough to avoid a proton.
But he did use contrabands.
Yep. And that is console fire cleared, so I think that's the right call.
I think so. Question is, can he... I mean, probably he wants to take out Leema at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's got range 3 on Leema. Kanan is probably going to be a pain because either way, he's going to be dropping one of those dice down.
Yeah, with a decent bit of luck, he could pull it off right now.
Yeah. Two crits, either a fuel leak or a direct hit would be ideal. That wasn't handy at all.
The fact that Kanan's ability, you only need to be sort of looking at the defender of the attack. You don't need to see the attacker.
Yeah.
To lower it.
It is incredible. And yeah, here is the Proton Torpedo. Hit crit. Oh, 2 hits and a crit. That is.
See what that crit is?
Oh, hit crit. So can't take Jango out, but gonna put him in a really horrible position right now.
Could restart that console fire. What we got?
Damage sensor array.
That can only do focus actions and damage card actions?
Give me 2 seconds. I will find the damage deck somewhere.
It's one of those ones where it sounds so generic that I always forget what that one is. Yeah.
I actually don't. For the first time in ages, there is not a damage deck lying around my desk at the moment. But yeah, I think damage sensor array. Yeah, I think something like that. It's not a terrible one. Put it that way.
It's not the worst. Grievous is eyeing up a shot on Leema as well. I think it's in range but obstructed. I think is what's going to happen here.
That's cheeky if that's range 3.
It's a lot of defense dice for a Y-Wing.
I don't think it's range 3. He's not loading up his thing. No, it's not range 3.
It's range. Oh, unfortunate for Tim.
Oh, can Manaroo?
I'll get that sneaky shot onto the sofa.
Yeah, it's range 3 on DFS. So can he take out... Obviously, DFS will still get to shoot because they're both I3, but that would be... Oh no, I think they called it as out. I thought that was in. It looked like it moved DFS. Okay.
Well, in that case, that one was fortunate for Tim.
Yeah. Oh, 1 hit. No evade. That is another point of damage on Leema. But again, not a bad round there. Yeah, and DFS sneaking in that range 2 on the objective there. So keeping the game within grasp.
Yeah, that's a really good range control from Tim.
Not a lot of time left on this, though. Just over 5 minutes. Now, obviously, in the tournament pack, it does say about doing the variable times, but it hurt my head when I read it, so we just did 75-minute rounds.
Fair enough. It's your tournament.
Yeah, it's just much easier to do. Kanan just sneaking on down there.
Despite the points difference, with the exception of Mando, Ben's ships are reasonably low on health.
Yeah, I mean, you've got half points on Manaroo and Leema. Possibly
just bumped, might take a bit of damage herself.
Yeah. Just struggling to get over the
risking the bump damage rather than flying over a mine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or the cloud. So the lesser of 3 evils, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. But it looks like no damage there on Manaroo. Oh no, sorry, Manaroo did take a damage. The dice, we just didn't pick it up when I was in the editing process. We have a rotate from DFS. So
turning to have a look at Kanan.
Yeah. Interesting choice there, actually. I think I would have kept him facing into the middle. I think there's more points up for grabs there. I mean, you got 3 hull on Manaroo, 2 on Leema.
I think knowing that Kanan has done his move and that's where he is.
Yeah.
You're in a decent position to at least you have a shot.
Yeah, Grievous has been unfortunate and just done a 2-bank in and clipped that obstacle.
Oh no, because he did a 3?
He did a 3 and the 2 comes in so much further. So this is
a voided shot from Leema, but being on that rock, he's not going to get a shot.
Well, we'll see, because Leema does have a dorsal turret.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I think that is that facing?
It's not facing in at the moment, but we could see a rotate there.
Do you rotate to try and take out Grievous, or do you maybe turn it to the back to try and...
Oh, just taking the focus. Interesting.
Yeah.
But, you've got Mando and Manaroo facing up at Grievous, at Jango even now, so...
Jango slow.
Yeah. Does he avoid that gas cloud?
I think he does.
I don't think he does.
Maybe not.
I think that...
We'll see if he rolls anything.
I think the luck has just run out for them, unfortunately. That is an absolute shame there. So yeah, there's the strain.
Yeah, okay.
So just need to roll for Ion. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't matter if they don't roll for Ion at this point. It is the end game. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, Fearless and then Greedo turning that into 2 crits. Spending Savage. Oh, having to re-roll because there's
the strain.
And he doesn't get it.
Use the force on that.
So double crit going through.
That is just double regular damage.
Jango's gone. Jango, and that is big.
I mean, that's kind of it, isn't it? That is Mando showing Jango that this is the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it would appear that Leema did have dorsal turret on Grievous. Couldn't quite take him down, but gets him down to 1 health. But
I mean, if Manaroo might also have arc.
Might sneak it, but that is half points. So with 2.
Yeah, now
1,
Ben's just trying to see
0.
how many points he can get.
Yeah. Ben is just going for points that, I don't think Mando quite has arc, which
I think Manaroo might just be able to sneak a shot on DFS though.
Oh, no
Maybe
shot
not.
from Manaroo.
Okay. Nothing from Manaroo.
I mean, Manaroo had Jango covered anyway. And we do get Kanan versus DFS is fine. And then what can DFS do? It's only going to be 1 dice. Can he get the half points?
Those vengeful half points.
He can get the half points. That's actually quite feel good there, to be honest. I mean, DFS has worked really hard, and I think he's been an absolute.
He's sat around all game.
He's sat around all game scoring points, though.
Yeah.
He's scored more points than anyone else.
It's a great way to stay on an objective. Literally just stay there.
I mean, that was.
I think other than like the Grievous and Cad Bane bumping each other, Tim flew really well there.
Yeah.
Like the positioning by a lot of the obstacles, having DFS at that range. Even very unfortunate with that mine.
Yeah. I mean, the mines did really well in closing off avenues there.
Yeah, it forced that bump from Manaroo in that last turn.
Yeah, Ben did really well to adapt to that and still get himself into a good position. There wasn't many times where Ben didn't have multiple shots going in there. So
it's interesting. Tim kind of seems to come into this with the game plan of, okay, I'm going to put DFS here, I'm going to fly in front, I'm going to drop a mine, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And Ben kind of just flew and just improvised and figured it out.
Absolutely. And I think the main thing of Ben's game plan that he stuck to was just having Kanan in a position just to get rid of dice. And I think that 3 games in now, we've seen him use that, and it's worked really well. So, again, another great victory for Ben there. Unfortunate for Tim. It was great to watch those ships flying around, though, because whilst they were doing it so well, and it was so entertaining. So thanks to Tim for being on top table there with Ben.
Also, a lot of Mandos alongside both Maul and Savage Opress. There's just a bunch of cool characters on the board.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is a highly named game. I mean, we got Jango, Savage, Grievous, Cad.
A load
Kanan,
of bounty hunters
Maul.
on both sides. There's all sorts going on.
I mean, there's I think about 9 characters from the movies and TV shows that are actually quite easily recognizable, which you don't get very often. Which I absolutely love. So, yeah, again, another bonus there for everyone. But, James, thank you very much for joining us for that. I hope you enjoyed that game.
Yeah, that was a great one. You're welcome for having me.
And, you definitely need to get hold of L337. She is a great card. But, guys, thank you so much for watching. That was round 3 of the South Coast series. We have round 4 coming up very soon. But don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel, link for the Patreon in the description below, and we will see you next time.